ice in my veins. I've been driving this train years in the
I'm Haley, and I'll be competing in the under 76s at Night of Champions.
to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes. Made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stop.
And our school actually just got a powerlifting team, and so they were gonna try out, and I was like, do you know what? Why not? And then so I tried out for the team, and I actually made it, and none of them made it.
I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
Outside of the platform. Do you have a life outside of the platform? Well, I'm originally from Canada, so I think that's my unique thing. So I've been in Australia almost 6 years now, so settling in-ish, getting used to the hot weather, but not really. I'm a massage therapist. That's what I do for work. I have a kinesiology background, which is not really super a thing in Australia, which is why I had to pivot a little bit when I moved here. Gym is probably my main hobby, but I reckon my next hobby after that would be, I'm actually also a dog trainer, which is a bit interesting, yeah. So I train dogs in my spare time, and I train my own dogs in my spare time. So I reckon that would definitely be my next biggest hobby. I have 3. So, yeah. So I have 2 border collies and an Australian shepherd. So I picked very trainable dogs. So I think that's why I enjoy it, because they make it very easy, but they're also very chaotic and a lot of work. Yeah. Well, so into the gym was just I played sport all like through elementary school and high school. I played competitive soccer growing up, and then I think once I was sort of out of that phase, and when I went to uni and stuff, I did try out for the soccer team, but I didn't make it. So unfortunately, that was that. And then my partner at the time and a bunch of his friends were like really into lifting, and our school actually just got a powerlifting team, and so they were going to try out, and I was like, do you know what, why not, why not do it? So I had been like lifting in the gym from like probably year 12. I did like a fitness class at school and like started lifting there and just kind of enjoyed it. And then again, like all my partner and like all my friends, they lifted all the time, so I was just like, I could get into this. And then so I tried out for the team, and I actually made it, and none of them made it. So then I like felt really bad, but it's fun. So I did that. And I trained with them for quite a while. And then when I was supposed to compete for the first time, I missed out on the sign up. So there wasn't enough spots. And I couldn't do another one because I was coming to Australia. So I came to Australia to do an exchange. So I went to Curtin Uni and did a semester there. I didn't lift when I was in Australia at all. I actually played rugby for the first time ever and hated it. But I tried my best. And then from there, the age-old story, I met my partner, my current partner, went home and finished my degree, and then came back. And now I live here. Yeah. Yeah, it was like a newer thing at Canadian universities, because obviously, I don't know if you know, like America, they're like super keen on like sport, like varsity sport is like a really big deal. Like it's a huge like college sport is really big. It's slightly less big in Canada, but it's still like a really big part of like university like atmosphere and things like that. And like playing varsity sport is like a big deal. And yeah, like really, really recently, when I had started school, they had just like some schools were starting to like do that and have teams. I think it was their second year. And so like all the people who were like on the team the first year, like made the team, they were like now in charge of it and like would run it and do the tryouts and all that kind of stuff. They still competed as well, but they like made this whole team, and it actually ended up becoming like a varsity sport, which is like kind of a hard thing to do. So it was a pretty big deal. And it was pretty cool. Yeah. 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 It was interesting because I don't think I ever would have heard of it if it wasn't for that. No, they just said, like, so you just, like, went in and they were like, "Just, do like, just do some stuff and, like, we'll just sort of see how you go." I didn't think they wanted anyone really. It's a while ago now, but, I don't think they wanted anyone, like, really maxing out, but, like, they just sort of wanted to see, like, what your base was and things like that. So yeah, I think I just did, like, few squats, few bench, few deadlifts, and that was it. Yeah, yeah, it was pretty cool. So I was just like a bit jaded, to be honest, that I didn't get to compete when I was at like uni in Canada. And then so when I came back, I think I like lifted a little bit. I didn't work with the team again because like because the school year is like almost the opposite. I like missed some and then like started late and all this kind of stuff. So I really only had a semester left. So I couldn't like join the team again. So I think I just like went back to like lifting a little bit just on my own. And then yeah, when I came here, my partner is big into the gym. He's not a powerlifter or anything, but he's like quite big into the gym. And I got back into it. And then, yeah, I think I was just like, no, I want to try. Like, I just want to try again. And I did my first comp on my own, I think. I didn't have a coach. I did like a Ruchis, like novice comp. And then, oh, I have a really bad memory. Finlay, who like works with James a lot. I don't know if you know him. He's my partner's brother. And I think he was like working with James or had met James from something and was like, you should work with James. Like he's really good. And I was like, okay. And then that was me. And then I've been working with James for like 3 years, I think. Uh, I think I was pretty like happy with my start. I think a big thing that I heard a lot and still hear is like so many people being like, "Oh, I'm not strong enough yet. I'm not strong enough yet. I don't know if I should like do one." And I think that was like me as well. I'm like, "Well, I don't want to go and like get last." And I think the Ruchis novice comps like are so good for that because like you win, but you don't really win. Like like there's no like medals. There's like you don't get anything out of it. Like you just go and experience it and you meet like so many people, which I think is such a big thing. Like you meet so many people in it who have like it might not even be their first novice comp. Like I know quite a few people that have like done more than one. But yeah, definitely just do it and see how you go. And then from there, I think that's probably how I sort of met James or maybe I met Emma. I don't know. I like that's what really got me like into it and yeah, met James and got into PBC and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I definitely think like just start, just like go because you can, lift in the gym by yourself as much as you want, but you're never gonna be in the sport until you're in the sport. Oh, hmm. I honestly reckon, well, like setting my record at nationals was pretty cool, but I think my best sort of memory and just like what really shows you like how welcoming this sport is I can't even remember which comp it was. It was at Ruchi's. I reckon it was like a GPC comp, but I hit my last deadlift and it was like really easy. And James was like, you can hit, I think it was 170 or something. He's like, you can hit 180. And you couldn't pull a fourth, but then I just like went out the back and he's like, no, like we're loading 180 and you're just gonna pull it. And I was like, all right. And so we like loaded up the bar and like everyone was around and like I think the comp was like done. It was like last deadlift, like no one was lifting anymore. And he like loaded it up and I pulled it, which was insane. But there was like all these people like around like watching, like cheering, like it was just so cool. And like so many people were like invested in this and it wasn't even like part of the competition. And it's just, yeah, I reckon that's definitely one of the best. Yeah, yeah, and, like, everyone was like, "Oh my god, that was awesome," and then I remember, like, I think it was Dan Ritchie, like, was like, "What the fuck is all that noise?" And, like, looked behind the curtain because, like, we weren't even out the front. He was like, "What is going on?" And, yeah, it was just, like just the support, I think, and, yeah, like you said, like, the vibe was just, like, crazy and just makes you, like, see how, like, supportive and, like, invested people are in powerlifting. I saw this question And I thought about it for a while. I don't think I'm necessarily a person who is like super into role models. Like I don't know, but I think like I was saying, like just powerlifting in general is like I've played a lot of sport and this is like just the most welcoming sport where like everyone is like so invested. Like even the people like you're competing against like in your class at the competition have like come up and been like, holy shit, like that was amazing. Like like the people you're literally competing against and supposed to like not like in other sports, like the rivalries and stuff. Like everyone's just so happy for everyone to do like really cool shit and like lift really heavy. Like the support is just really amazing. So I honestly just think like just all the women in powerlifting. Like Emma, Kim on PPC, like Lily Riley, just like all the women who are just like doing badass shit in powerlifting. Like it's just crazy to see like what we can do and like yeah, just looking up to everyone, I think. 100%. Like I think again, especially like I grew up playing team sport and like even now I still like play like community soccer and like it's crazy like how much other teams just like dislike each other and like at the end of the game everyone's kind of like yeah like that's fun like thanks guys like but everyone like there's beef like there's beef between everybody but like in powerlifting like you can have like beef but I feel like it's always like fake beef like just like this like these are head to head battles and like obviously you want to win but like I think everyone just really respects the fact that like powerlifting in itself is just lifting as heavy as you possibly can. And like, yeah, I think everyone just like respects that. So like when someone outlifts you and someone sets new records and like Lily Riley's out there like squatting 250 for like 3 today, I think like it's just you're not even like, oh my gosh, like why are you so much stronger than me? You're like, holy shit, like if you can do that, like maybe I could do that one day. Like and just yeah, I think everyone is like that. Like again, I've had people come up to me who I'm like literally competing against and they're like, that was amazing, like good job. Like I've been like watching you and I follow you on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. Like it's just insane like how much the people you're supposed to be like not like just really support you and like vice versa. And yeah, it's honestly like a pretty awesome sport. Yeah. Like everyone's just happy for like everyone. Like it's just like and again, like even if they've beaten you, you're like, holy crap, like I can't believe you just did that. Like you don't even think about like that side of it. Like and again, it's just like the whole point is just to lift as much as you can. And I think everyone is just like always impressed with everybody else. Honestly, I didn't know of Abby when she was like her name was put out. I still like don't know much of her. I don't even actually think we've like talked, but we'll like have added each other on Instagram and have like liked each other's stories and yeah. So unfortunately, I don't know much about her. I've obviously like looked her up in open powerlifting, but I think everybody does that. But no, like I see her training. Like she'll again like I'll post some of my training, she'll post some of hers, and we're like them back and forth. And again, like even though I've never met her, I'm still like if she beat me on the day, like I would be happy for her. Like I think just yeah, I'm just keen to lift some heavy shit. Just keep going. Just see what I can do. Like definitely like I'm already keen to hopefully break my squat record at Mad Champions. And I think obviously with APA and like IPF and stuff, like I think the goal is always worlds. So hopefully one day that will be me. I think I'm definitely just most excited to like, especially being someone who's like from Jarrow, where I'm like not really in like the powerlifting scene. Like I don't get to like see everyone. Like I don't get to like go train with my team very often, or even like see James and that kind of stuff. Like I'm definitely keen to just like see everybody. Like I've obviously like competed with Steph and Alessia and things like that, and it's always like really nice seeing them. They're so nice. So I definitely am like keen to just like see everyone. Keen to get on the platform again as well, of course. How did it feel to get an invite? Oh, I think I'm like still because I'm quite new to the sport. Like I've really only done it for like 2 full years now, probably. I think this is maybe my 3rd year. I feel like I'm still very much like, this is gonna sound so cocky, but like I'm not in that kind of way, but, like, I feel like I don't think I'm as good as I am. Where like people will ask me like how I went, or like, especially like at the gym here, like it's a pretty small town, so you get to know a lot of people that go to the gym here, even though it's not like a powerlifting gym and stuff. And they'll know that I had like a competition and stuff, and they'll be like, oh, how'd you go? And I'm like, oh, well, like I got 3rd like for nationals and stuff. And then my partner will be there and he'll be like, and she broke like the squat record. I'm like, yeah, but I just feel like awkward telling people that. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm just, yeah, I think I still kind of do. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just like I don't know if I've like earned my place yet. I don't know. Like, there's just so many people that have like not even just been in it for a while, but just do some really cool stuff. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm like there yet. And I just think it like makes me sort of nervous to like talk about it. But no, James was like very keen. Like, I like Night of Champions was like not on my like radar. I was like, I'll do Powermania. Like, that's how I'll qualify for nationals. And James is like messaging me that he's like messaging you and like sending my squats to you and be like, how much do we have to double to like get an invite to Night of Champions? And I'm like, how much did he say? Like, I'll do it. It's like, put it on the program, I'll do it. So I think, yeah, once I got the invite, I was very excited, but very nervous. Like, I think it's just like a way bigger deal than just a normal competition. Like, I'm like, what if I bomb and everybody's watching? Yeah, I keep forgetting that that's like a thing that you can like win money during this one. And then every time I remember, I'm like, oh, it's nice. That's exciting. Um, um, I'm like such a passive powerlifter that I don't make my own decisions. If James says to do something, I just do it. So if James says to load up the deadlift, I just say, okay, I'll go lift it. So I don't really make those those last minute decisions. He'll be like, what do you think? And I'll be like, well, what do you think that I could lift? And then I'm like, just put that on the bar, and I'll just like go in blind. Because I do think I get quite like nervous. Like, I do get a little bit of like anxiety around things. Like, I've already started like going to sleep at night being like, what if I don't squat this much? And like in my head, I'm like picturing me bombing, and then I'm like, that's like really not helpful and conducive to good lifting. So you should stop doing that. So I do get like quite stressed. So I just kind of let James deal with all that kind of stuff. And I think he's just like all of you guys, like just such good coaches that are like so in tune with like what your lifters can and can't do, like what is sort of the best decisions. So yeah, I very much just leave those things to James. But to hear you say, like, again, and you say like, I could be a top contender, and I'm like, are you sure? Like, are you really sure? The distance is definitely like a big one. Like, just always having to like, no matter where the competition is, like I always have to travel is like not super ideal. And everyone like, you could always fly, but I'm not a millionaire, so it's very expensive to fly still. So that's definitely like one of the biggest things I think for me. And like everything else that sort of comes with like being in Jarrow and being so far away, like doesn't really bother me. Like, it does suck a little bit to like not be in the community. Like, I always see like videos of like everyone training together, and I'm like, oh, that would be really nice. And like definitely like when you're in prep as well, like the vibe, just like when you're like on the platform, like the vibe of like your team being around you and like pushing you can definitely help you like hit some of your lifts in prep and stuff like that. So like I definitely do like miss out on that kind of stuff. It's also difficult like with James and like being coached, like everything is, like through video and like online. So sometimes I do wish I could be like, can you just like come actually like watch this? Like, just come to Jarrow for a second and help me with this, because I'm struggling. So like definitely that part of like being coached, it would be really nice to be able to like drop in more often to like see James. But yeah, I think the biggest thing definitely is like not being around and like feeling the vibe of compete of not competing of like training with your team and stuff. The equipment and everything doesn't really bother me. Like again, I'm so like I feel like I'm such a like nonchalant power lifter. Like I just like I couldn't care. Calibrated, not calibrated, deadlift bar, not a deadlift bar. I'm like, it's all just lifting. Like I just don't think I really notice or care that much. Like James is always like, you should come early so you can like work on the calibrated plates and like work on the equipment. And I'm like, I think it'll be fine. We'll see how it goes on the day.